I remember we talked years ago about doing something, maybe we talked about a B&B, but it was a long time ago and it wasn't really something that I remembered. It just grew out of, like the chocolate business, it grew out of a passion with people asking for chocolates and for more, and my interest in keeping on creating new things. So the studio's for couples or two singles, and the house can accommodate up to 6 people. And sometimes people book the whole property, so they have 8 people and they have the house and the studio. So you get lots of girls groups coming for a pampering weekend, doing chocolate making and other spa treatments, massages, all those sorts of things. The whole thing, I suppose, about the retreat for me is somewhere to spoil people, and that people hopefully feel the love and the good energy that's really in the properties and that we've sort of tried hard to create. Most people feel it, they do. They sleep really well. They say that beds are really comfortable, but it's not just that. I mean, the beds are really comfortable, but there is something special about the Dandenongs and being amongst all the beautiful trees and nature and the animals. And yeah, so it's about pampering people, I think, and just giving them a place to relax and rejuvenate and refresh. So my chocolate making started as a hobby. Was introduced to good chocolate when I was about 30, and then when I saw the Belgian and the French chocolates and the Swiss chocolates, I just couldn't imagine how they made them. So I was curious about, I love food and a bit of a foodie. So when I saw this gorgeous chocolate, I was curious as to how they did it, and started with some classes at William Angliss, and just got hooked, absolutely hooked. And of course I'm making chocolate and I'm giving it away to friends and family because I want to keep trying and playing with new techniques and new ideas. And the business just started because really, yeah, people were asking for it. People I'd given the previous year didn't want me to leave them off the next year's list. And it just got them out of hand, you know, so I started buying wholesale and in bulk and whatever. So these are wild berry, passion fruit, lychee crunch. That's beautiful, that's a new one. It does have gluten. All the rest of the chocolates are gluten-free. Orange cointreau, mandarin, wild berry and caramel. So I make all my own fillings. They're all gluten-free except for that new one, the lychee crunch. My philosophy is start with the best ingredients, make it fresh, don't have any artificial fillers or anything like that. And people just like, particularly the passion fruit, which is one of the most popular flavours, people just go, wow. And I think we've almost forgotten what it tastes like just to have the beautiful fresh fruit, chocolate, good cream, that's it. So we do authentic sourdough, white sourdough, light rye, crusty white, wholemeal. People choose what they'd like. The sourdough is a whole different animal, and I really wanted to make an authentic sourdough. So I flew to Newcastle to learn sourdough bread making from a sourdough baker. And it's a 2 or 3 day process. So I start with a gorgeous bubbly starter that's 20 years old. And just because I love food, and I love gourmet food, and I love food that's freshly baked, freshly cooked. So some people think I'm mad making my own bread for the guests, but it's something I really enjoy. In fact, I found that I was spoiling guests with doing lovely things, lighting the fires before they arrive, having candles lit, having the music on, bread straight out of the oven, and I'd come home, be a bit grumpy that it wasn't all happening here, and think, okay, well, I need to do that for us as well. And so yes, I am chopping a lot of wood and I am carrying a lot of water, and hopefully life gets easier as you learn how to be more spiritually content and happy with your lot. But I think I've always been up for learning something new. As soon as I can do something really well, I get a bit bored and I'm like, right, what's next? What's the next challenge? And I think that's why I've kept in the chocolate making, because there's always new techniques I'm still learning. And I'm planning to go back to Europe January next year, and no doubt I'll see new products, new techniques. I'll do masterclasses when I'm in Paris and Belgium, and that's inspiring, and that's what keeps me going. And sometimes it's funny, you inspire people to, it always worries me, inspiring people to give up their good day jobs when they see it as a brave move to give up, because I was in teaching and in academia for many years, and that sort of shift to something completely different. Sometimes I get people, even though I haven't told them very much of my story, sometimes they feel it, and I've had people turn around and just say, oh, I found that really inspiring, and I'm really going to think about the direction I'm going, and you almost think no, because it can be a bit scary. And they remind you what a beautiful place in the world you live. Sometimes when you get busy, you don't look up quite so often, and they just stand there and look at the trees and go, oh wow.